Utiseta, the art of sitting out. Uti, out. Seta, sitting. Simple, right? Actually, it is. Utiseta is a practice found across Northern Europe, used by Germanic, Norse, and other Northern cultural traditions. It is similar in practice in the Celtic form of going under the cloak, where a druid would go under a bull's cloak somewhere out in the wild or deep in a cave and wait until he had visions or messages from the other world. In Utiseta, it is much the same, though the cloak or any other covering is optional. Covering yourself with a cloak, pulling the hood low down, or placing a shawl or fabric of any kind over your head helps to temporarily block out visual distractions. Once you've reset your senses in this matter, then you can remove the fabric and look upon the world with new eyes, your other senses heightened. It is entering a trance state in order to be between the worlds. What matters in Utiseta is that you are outside. You are communing with the land spirits, the land wights. You are making the effort to reach out to them, or to the ancestors, or the gods. It can't be done in the comfort of your home. I guess that would be in Utiseta, but that's not a thing. One would sit out in order to gain clarity on a certain matter, to commune, to receive inspiration. Sometimes this was done on a barrow, a burial mound where one could commune with one's ancestors or other spirits of the dead. Sometimes this was an overnight practice. Sometimes it took place over many days. It doesn't have to, for you can perform Utiseta for an hour if that's what you wish. Some see Utiseta as a channeling practice, where one could channel the energies and thoughts of the land wights. This can be used for creative endeavors or simply to gain inspiration on an issue. One travels to a wild place, far from humanity, in order to listen and experience time spent between the worlds. Sometimes mirrors were used to reflect the nature of reality and the self. This practice could take place near water or other liminal places, such as mountains or hilltops between the earth and sky, or in barrows, as stated earlier, places between the living and the dead. Utiseta helps us to better get in touch with our landscape and also with ourselves, for we are a part of the landscape, a part of the ecosystem. We can look to nature to help us in finding the answers to the questions, big and small, or look for omens in the natural world around us. It can be seen as a meditation technique to connect us to that which we seek. The most important thing is that we are allowing time to quiet the self in order to hear the stories and songs of the natural world around us, which can later inform our sense of self. But first, we have to let go in order to listen deeply. You can feel and hear the energies around you. It might come as words or music, the cries of birds or other animals. It might be the wind in the trees or the water running over the rocks in the stream. It is about surrendering to the present moment, letting the self go in order to be totally in the landscape, in order to experience it fully. Once you have let go, you can then find the authentic self once again, fully present in your landscape, the real you. Surrounded by land whites, the ancestors, the gods, you are with them, without pretension, without assumption, without expectation. You might witness some spectacular sights, such as wildlife coming up to you, or beautiful clouds in the sky, or sounds all coming together in an enchanting song. You can't push it. You can't make this happen. It comes to you as you've come to that place. Utiseta might form part of a vulva's magical practice of Seder. She might head out into the wilds, sing her power song and holding her staff to travel between the worlds. This is a form of Utiseta. I'll take a look deeper into the practice of Seder and the vulva in a later video. You might have your filja, an animal spirit, to protect you while performing Utiseta, or a dis, a female ancestor, to watch over you. After performing Utiseta, you can leave a suitable offering, like an offering of beer or mead, poured out onto the earth. Never ever leave any rubbish behind, or anything that will negatively affect the local wildlife. Working up to spending an entire day or night outside is a good way to practice Utiseta. Spend time in your garden if you have one, or a local park where it's safe. Sit out and commune with the local nature spirits or land whites of the area where you live. Even just 15 minutes a day is a good start to help you prepare for a longer journey, both in the physical and in the spiritual realms. Work up to an hour in your back garden, and maybe even try an overnight session there. Once you feel you are able to do this, then head out into the wilderness. Learn to be a part of the landscape and come home to your own soul.